Welcome to the Vape-Out podcast. I'm Kevin.
I'm Paul.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Gary.
Dan.
Donovan.
Oh. Today we're going to go over the authentic tugboat atomizer by Flawless Vapes and the Clone Infinity Paragon mod.
Sweet.
So I heard the other day that one of our close friends in the circle here had a run-in with a ant.
Okay. Okay, so I was sitting at my computer desk and I was vaping on my tugboat because it's got a lot more of a calm build on right now, so it's like an nice all-day vape. And I, decided I wanted to switch to my clone Tobe, which has a much stronger build to it. So I pick up my Tobe off the table. We've had an ant problem recently up here in the high desert, as we always do every year. Without even thinking, I just pop it on there and I rip it, and I immediately feel something hit my tongue, and this weird taste comes out. Like it's seriously that smell you get when a carpenter ant dies. It's just awful and disgusting and harsh. Ugh. And I tasted that. And it hurt my throat so bad, and I spat out whatever hit my tongue. I thought it was like maybe a piece of like charred cotton or something. I don't know. But I spit it out. I see a little burnt ant.
That sounds delicious.
So ant-flavored vape.
Would you do it again?
No. So bad.
It wasn't spicy good. It was just spicy bad.
Oh, it just hurt so bad. It was don't vape ants. Don't vape anything with juice. That was weird.
I've been actually really scared about that because I moved here from South Dakota, and of course there's bugs and stuff in South Dakota, but out here, there's black widows.
Well, you guys have
nasty
cicadas.
Yeah.
Screw those things, man. That is worse than anything that bites you.
They just make noise, and they don't do anything.
I don't care. They're horrid looking. It's the gnarliest looking bug.
Scare me. They're funny looking. They're scary.
It's a fly that's like that big.
It's an oversized
Good
fly.
news, it won't fit in your
buzzes.
I used to catch them as a kid and wait for them to peel off their skin. But
what?
Anyway,
Whoa, what?
Because when they're making that noise, they're getting rid of their exoskeleton.
Oh.
So they're starting fresh.
I just hate them, so I didn't know that.
But no, so I was scared of this.
Because I used to catch those big, we call them Japanese beetles. I don't know what they are.
The big green ones,
Yeah, the
right?
big green shiny black ones, right? Yep. You would swat them with something, they would get knocked unconscious, and then while they're unconscious, you tie a string to their leg, and now you've got a kite.
Yep.
Wow.
I used to do that with bees, though.
What?
Catch a bee and put it in the freezer and tie a string to it.
How do you get the bee in the freezer?
Yeah, how did
Catch
you
it.
get the bee in the freezer? How'd you catch
Just
it?
like that.
Yeah.
With like a cup.
It's great for those of you that are not allergic to bees. I suppose that's a great idea.
Yeah, like 2 cups.
So you had like a pet bee,
Pretty much.
and you had a pet beetle.
So
What did you do for fun as a kid?
Dog.
He's like, I was so boring. What did I do?
I had a dog.
no,
We went in a ditch and threw rocks at each other.
Well, we did that
Oh
too.
man,
That's
well,
the best.
but I've been
Dirt
scared to
clog
pick up
fights.
my atomizer and vape with it, like if it's just sitting in the garage, So I tried to get in the habit of actually looking in my atomizer, like on the coils and cotton, just to make sure there's nothing there. I'm surprised I didn't get anything in there, and it's kind of funny that you did.
God.
It's a bummer.
it is funny that someone else did.
Right.
so bad.
If it was me, it wouldn't be funny, but
Exactly.
it's you, so it's hilarious.
Hey, Ryan, I got you covered, bro. Last cast.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, that reminds me. Back, I mentioned I used to have a K101. The setup I used to have was a clone Nimbus. Everyone calls him Chimbus, which is a good little starter atomizer. I had no problems with it, back then. But I had a glass top for it, and I loved that thing. I felt like I got so much flavor from it. I would love to go back to one of those. But yeah, my K101 got stolen actually. I was at work and I put it in my locker, and I guess someone came in and saw it, and it had 2 atomizers in it. It had my K101, the whole battery set up,
That's messed up.
chargers, everything.
Well, that's some value, man. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't beat that.
I mean, it sucked. I know it was a trash.
I got a
mod,
whole kit.
but you know what? Like
That's messed up.
it was my whole kit. It was all I had. So
I know.
like, and then all I had was my ego twist until I got a lunar mod later. So
And don't get me wrong. I mean, the K101s, the K100s. I mean, you can still win cloud counts with those. I mean, it all depends on the build and everything. I would just give them a hard
things
time.
hit hard.
If-
Yeah,
if
they
I-
do. They hit very hard.
They just kill batteries.
and poor construction.
Yeah.
But, well, not poor, just...
Hey, we're not reviewing the K100.
all right, you know what? If somebody beat me in a cloud comp with a Camry battery, I would probably just quit
With a
together.
Camry battery?
That was the first contest I won. It was a Nimbus with a K100 and a
Dual
Camry
stack
battery.
Did you won the
1850
contest?
Camry batteries?
Are you serious, or are you telling a joke?
No, I'm serious.
What build was on there?
I don't remember what was on there.
Who are you against? A bunch
Myself.
of egos?
Myself.
It's a bunch of guys. They all had blue E6.
Bazinga. It was all those guys that had their, they had the ego twist.
The Cigalites.
Yeah, exactly.
They had their EMF.
Which actually, I've never.
so they can ride the ice bike.
I love that thing.
I've never been impressed with Cigalites, but I recently found out that they're making ones now that are almost the same weight as a cigarette. So they're like super light, and they last for about half a pack of cigarettes, and the hit is actually not bad. So as much trash as like mod users will, or mechanical mod users will talk on ego twist and things like that, and those Cigalites, they actually are coming pretty far with them. They're making ones that hit real nice and are actually not bad.
They kind of have to keep up with competition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I read an article about Philip Morris. They're trying to develop one of those. They didn't get into too many details of what it actually is, but yeah, they're trying to make one that's about as heavy as a cigarette, so it's the same feel and everything, and you can still get that nice, cigarette taste.
Yep.
Nice. Well, nice when you're a smoker. Now that we've gone to vaping, we obviously know it's
that delicious cigarette
horrible
flavor.
What are you vaping, bro? Cigarettes?
Just crumbles it up.
It just crumbles up a cigarette.
Oh, man. Could you imagine that e-juice with like tobacco floating in it?
Oh, God.
I was reading something the other day. Some guy was taking apart cigars, soaking them in PG, and then mixing PG with VG and vaping it because he said he loved the taste of it because it tasted like a cigar to him.
Gross.
Interesting thought, because you're getting the same taste of the tobacco from the cigar, but without having the same, you're not smoking it, you're vaping it. I don't know if I'd waste my money on that, but
Yeah, cigars are very expensive.
Yeah, good ones.
But think about a really good, expensive, the flavor of that. You put it in the juice, so now you're not stopping and starting a cigar with that stale flavor. You're getting that flavor in the PG. There could be
Every
something
time.
there.
Yeah,
You never
could
know.
be. Yeah.
Could be.
Why'd you have to say that on air?
Yeah.
You just
Give away our secrets.
Dips.
You know what though?
Just
Tobacco.
claimed.
Copyright, trademark,
Surprisingly
TM.
enough, tobacco flavors do sell as far as e-juice
Yeah,
goes.
absolutely.
And I don't understand that because I've tried them before, and
That's what I started on.
Everyone that switches to
fan.
vaping, they got in their head that they want that tobacco
Exactly.
flavor
Yeah.
still.
I
They don't
did.
realize that
I did
there's
too.
significant amount better out there than just tobacco.
Yeah.
Like, if you smoke, would you still choose the tobacco flavoring?
Yeah, I thought I was going to have to. I mean, right away.
You know what I mean?
and
That's
then
like the worst part about the cigarette, though.
You proved me wrong. I was like, I have to have my tobacco. And he's like, just get this one too. Just get this flavor. And I ended up, I think, filling up one of my tanks with the tobacco and vaped it like 3 times. And then tried the other stuff and never touched the tobacco again. So
My wife was all about this fruity flavors and the something that tastes like dessert, and I was like, no. And then I was all about the tobacco, and then I started tasting it, and I was like, there's something to this flavor, and so
some of the tobaccos, though,
This is pretty good.
are really good. I mean, there are some tobaccos, and more usually tobaccos with something else kind of added to it. But
a
Blueberry
hint of
tobacco.
something. Honey,
That's good.
the Swisher flavors, the ones that taste like the Swisher cigars, those, the cherry, the grape, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, those taste pretty good if you're gonna taste, if you want the tobacco taste. But
so Kevin mentioned the blueberry tobacco. It just made me think of
his name's Gary.
His name is Gary.
What did I
I'm Gary, that's
I
Kevin.
said Kevin.
This is Kevin. He said, hi, my name's Kevin.
Kevin has a beard. Gary doesn't.
I just started
tried.
here. I don't even know these guys. They just brought me in off the street to talk to a camera.
Yeah, he's a hobo.
Yeah, I'm homeless. That's why I don't have a Vape-Out shirt. No, but it made me think. At one point when I was traveling cross country, because I've done the drive from coast to coast like 3 times now. At one point, I was with my wife, her friend, and my friend Zach, and we all stopped in Georgia with a friend that I knew there. We went out drinking, and my wife's friend Sarah, she had never had blueberry beer before. So when we get to our first bar, she sees it and she goes, that sounds interesting. Let me try one. So she drinks a blueberry beer and loves it, and they are good. I like them from time to time. But she made the mistake of only drinking blueberry beer all night at every bar we hit. And this is a course of about 4 hours of drinking. And we are just plastered by the end of the night. Like, she keeps running away, and I keep having to catch her. And, like, I throw over my shoulder at one point because she won't stop running away from the group. And then she wiggles, and I drop her on her face right in the middle of the street.
That happens.
Happens, right?
Yeah.
So the worst part, though, was as we're driving home, she goes, "I'm going to be sick," and throws up in the back of our car.
Blueberry
And-
beer.
It was red, wasn't
Oh
it?
God, the car smelled like blueberries for like a year after that. We couldn't get the smell out no matter what. On a hot day, I could still smell blueberries in my wife's car. It's awful.
You know what? Be glad it was blueberries, because I had a leftover like Tupperware of soup in my car. It was cheddar bacon potato soup, and I don't know how long it was there, but I tried cleaning it up. I reach over my back seat to pick it up. I grab it, and as I grab it, like the thing just falls apart, and it just falls all on the back of my seat, all on the back of it, and it goes, of course, in the crack and just gets lost forever. I literally, like, to the extent of cleaning it, I literally like removed my whole back seat in my Saturn Vue and tried to, pull up the carpet, clean, shampoo everything. Every day when it got hot out, I could still smell that pungent smell. That was it, almost enough to make you throw up every time you got in the car.
Disgusting.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not good.
So you don't eat that kind of soup anymore?
No, I don't actually. So be very glad it was blueberries, because
That's a weird concept to me, though, is like people getting like traumatized almost by a flavor, because you see it a lot with alcohol. Like someone when they're younger drinks beer until they puke, and then the next day they go, I don't drink beer anymore, and for the rest of their life I don't drink beer, or vodka or rum or whatever their flavor was that night, I don't drink that anymore.
Screwdrivers.
That's weird. You don't drink screwdrivers?
this guy came
Because of
to
that?
my house. He was mixing
greedy. He did it himself.
He was mixing drinks like this much vodka, that much orange juice, and we drank like 3 of them. Well, I think he drank 2 because I spilled his.
He spilled mine, but he said it was my fault.
It was like my first or second time drinking.
So you're saying you don't drink
Screwdrivers? No.
That's so weird to me, because like even when I first started drinking, and when you first start drinking, nobody knows their limits. Everyone just gets plastered out of the mind and throws up. That's part of it, part of learning it, I think. Or at least
But your smell is such a strong sense.
Yeah, but for me, it's a weird concept to me, because I've drank all different kinds of liquors, and sometimes like I've drank tequila until I passed out, blackout, and then throw up the next day, like to horrible ends. And I still drink tequila and everything else.
Well, I've done that with other drinks too. It's just,
actually, I threw a fish one time.
I think it's the fact that it was one of the first few times.
Live fish.
Did you swallow the gold?
Well, okay, the fish wasn't alive when I threw it up. It was alive when I ate it.
And you took you saw it, throw it up, and you killed it.
I eat fish all the time too.
I was on vacation and we were fishing off the boat, so we had the bait tank, with all the little bait fish swimming around. I don't even remember this happening. I was told it happened the next day, and I believe it because I threw up scales. But apparently, at some point, nobody dared me to do it or said I wouldn't or anything like that. I just wandered over to the tank, reached in, grabbed a fish, and ate it. And bit its head off and swallowed it.
Little hardcore
No
stuff.
memory of this.
That's
The
pretty
next morning I wake up, I'm hungover as hell, and I just lean over the boat and throw up, and I see fish scales coming out, and I'm so confused.
The whole point of that trick is you have to eat the whole fish,
You have to swallow
like a
the
goldfish.
and then throw it up again, like right away. Don't wait till the next morning, because it's probably gonna die.
And you
I
probably
can
don't
I
wanna
can
bite
say
that up.
I can honestly say I'm vomit free since '93,
Wow.
so that's pretty
Oh,
good.
snap.
Actually, it does take a whole lot for me to puke. At this point, I've passed out before I puke.
It's
Like,
when you first start, dude, the first few times I started, the first dozen times I started drinking, throw up every time.
Yeah.
Every time, like clockwork.
You don't know when to stop.
No. I don't know if I still know when to stop, but.
Self-control.
But I don't throw up anymore.
All right, well,
It's all about maturity.
enough about throw up. Let's get to our first review. What are we doing first, the Tugboat or the
I'm going to
Paragon?
be doing my Paragon.
Paragon. All right, let's get going.
All
Which
right,
you've
so
disassembled, apparently.
I disassembled it because there's some points I wanted to make in turn. So I'm reviewing the Infinite Paragon mod, and basic features of the mod is it's all copper construction. You have copper pins, the works with most copper mods. But I found it as a plus for some of you people that are nitpicky about your copper devices with patinas. There's a lot of people out there that like their mod to stay clean 24/7 without wanting to clear coat it. Well, the good thing is about this one is it's brushed copper. And with the brushed copper, for some reason, I don't understand why, it just does not patina whatsoever. You can sit there and manhandle it all day for like a week and you won't get any patina whatsoever on it. The only thing I ever get patina on is the contacts because they're not brushed. But yeah, it has all copper contacts. It has a floating 510 pin with a battery rattle adjustment. And I only had like one gripe about it really was the original spring in it. It could be just because I rock comp builds all the time. But after the first hour of purchasing it, the original spring in it seized up and melted down on me from my build. But it was
You're
also
too hardcore for that mod.
So I had to go and make a copper one. But
What'd you make that copper one out of?
coaxial cable.
Okay.
You just go buy a coaxial cable. I'm not sure exactly where you get it. I found some in the house.
My
Decided to
garage.
get it.
200,000 feet of
Hardware
it.
store, you know.
Yeah, hardware store, and just took some wire strippers to it and found found the original spring and found a drill bit that's the exact same diameter of that old spring and wrapped it around that. It took me a few times to play with it because there's really not that much room in this. I had it like 5 wraps at one point. It just would hold stuff like that and I couldn't even push it down. So I was like, okay. And I had to just, trial and error, cutting it, fitting it. Oh, it didn't work, cut it again. And eventually I got it right, but I haven't had any problems with it since. And
So would you recommend to anybody that gets one that they should change the spring out?
yeah, or get magnets. I would probably prefer magnets over the spring, just because, even with the original spring that was in it, the throw was beautiful. It was so smooth. It was the smoothest throw I've ever had on a mod, and I've had mods with magnets and the springs, and out of every mod I've ever had, that had the best throw to it.
Tell us how you really feel. Just kidding.
It does have a recessed switch, but it still has a lock ring on it, but I don't really see an issue with it because even with it unlocked, they're so flush you don't ever have to worry about it unless maybe you throw it in your pocket and you have a bunch of stuff in your pockets, which really I can see happening unless you have a vape sock or something.
And that's a adjustable firing pin?
It's floating, but it has an adjustable battery rattle on it. Kind of like the AR, for instance. It has that kind
Or
of...
at least, Kevin's AR.
Well, yeah, Kevin's AR. And it's made by Infinite, and Infinite has a very good reputation for making high-quality mods. And I have to give them that because I had an Infinite Black Copper Stingray, and it was the best, and as being my first copper mod ever, best quality. Same with this. The threads on it are buttery smooth. I've only had to clean it like maybe once or twice, but that was after a week or so of heavy usage. This mod's also 22 millimeters. It may look like it's not copper because of the carbon fiber, but that's what makes it the Paragon. It actually has copper on the inside, and it's used really high quality carbon fiber. Mod rarely gets hot on me, which it really isn't much of an issue. Hits hard, 22 millimeters. Pretty much good bang for your buck, I would have to say.
Very cool. And the reason I asked about the copper spring was because I've had a customer come in asking, like, I've tried to wrap copper wire, to make a spring, and it all just collapses instantly. Like, not even in a mod, just pushing it down and it doesn't spring back. So that's why I asked what material you used, because that could help a lot of people trying to make their own copper springs.
Yeah, I found that trick out from an old friend of mine. He was like, hey, if you ever have your spring melt down on you and you can't have access to magnets and you have some coaxial cable lying around, pull out the copper cable out of the middle of it, wrap it around. You don't have to heat treat it or anything. Just wrap it, make sure everything's nice and tight. Perfect spring every time. It's just a matter of getting all that crap off of around the copper, which I went through at least 2 or 3 feet trying to cut it just so I can use a little bit.
What ohm of build would you say that you were running in order for your spring to get hot and collapse on?
0.08, 0.07-ish.
Would you say that was unsafe vaping, Gary?
Yeah. Shame on me. Wah, wah. But no,
Yeah.
I stick it safe now, but I have ran a 0.08 just to test to see how the new copper spring would handle it, and it handles it marvelously. I don't have to worry about it. It hasn't collapsed on me yet. It still retains its springiness, so I'm not worried about it.
And it's a copper mod, so have you ever had an issue where your lock ring gets stuck or the 2 pieces get stuck together? Because I know a lot of soft metal mods tend to do that.
Yeah, I actually had trouble when I first got this. I thought I forgot that you have to tighten it to lock it. And I'm like sitting there trying to unlock it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? You know, sitting there fiddling it for like 20 minutes. I go like that very lightly, unlocks. I was like,
So user error.
yeah, user error. It wasn't manufacturer defect or anything like that. It's also no logo, so there's no controversy over that with the originals, which, you know, I don't mind. There's just some mods I would have to say that I like as a clone would prefer with the logo on it, just because that's probably why I liked said mod, you know? Like, for instance, the flip. I know there's a big thing about that, but I like the engraving specifically about it. I don't care so much about the whole tube, modular tubing for it. I think it's a neat idea, but I like it for the beauty that's in the engravings. But I would still buy a real one. It's just, you know, money's kind of hard to come by being unemployed.
The struggle is real.
The struggle is real.
I think we said that last week too.
From a scale from 1 to 10 on a clone scale, what would you rate that mod at?
Heard that right?
From like
scale.
From clones that I've used, from clones I've used and had, I would probably have to give this a 9.5 out of 10. This is so far the best. The only one I would give a 10 out of 10 was the Black Copper Stingray I had, which was stupid for me getting rid of, but you know, I ended up getting this in the long run, and yes, 9.5 out of 10 on this one for sure. I would recommend it to anybody that wants to start off getting a copper mod, and it's low maintenance.
I noticed you said on your Paragon you got a lock ring. I don't notice one on mine. And my button protrudes to the bottom.
Don't confuse our viewers. That's not a Paragon.
No, that's a Manhattan.
It's a look-alike. That's a really bad clone of the Paragon.
It might hit harder than my Paragon, maybe.
I'm confused.
He had his Manhattan carbon fiber wrap.
Oh, sexy.
Yes, it actually does look good. I would have to say that looks very, very good.
Put mine down here then.
Was it originally aluminum?
Yeah, the whole thing was originally aluminum.
You know what's funny?
So,
I took off all the white on mine.
I saw that. So he did this awesome, like, you know, show and tell on his white. It was just the Addy last time, wasn't it? Because you didn't have the mod with you.
Yeah, it was both.
yeah,
did have that?
he used automotive paint on the whole thing.
Yeah,
Apparently he didn't like it.
I didn't like it. No, not at all.
At least it came off.
Yeah.
That happens when you have paint thinner.
Yeah.
Really? Wait, paint thinner.
Hold on, he took huffing paint to a whole new level, and now it's huffing paint thinner to a whole new level.
Paint thinner removes paint?
No.
Holy bleep.
Holy bleep.
That's all I had.
Bleep.
I don't want to
You
swear.
learn something
new every day.
Okay, when's the last time you guys tried to do something like stupid to get high? You know, like everyone hears about
talk about
the
this.
oregano thing. Like, did anyone ever get tricked with that?
No.
Oh, no?
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, someone told me you could smoke oregano and it gets you high. All it did was give me a friggin' headache.
I can imagine.
So back to Gary on this Paragon.
I had one more thing to add.
Oh, okay.
I have not had a single problem putting any Addy on here. Some Addies, like for instance my Still Air here, it was kind of a tight fit at first and kind of, you know, scared me. But once I actually got it all the way down, it fit perfect, comes up and down. It was just.
So you loosened it up.
Well, it's copper, so it's
worked
real
it out.
easy to like manipulate almost.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I was really scared. I got it like halfway down. I was like, oh god, this is not going to fit. And it was getting kind of hard to put down. I was like, So I tried it again when I was really needing to vape, and I had a rebuild on this. So I was like, okay, Dad, let me borrow the Still Air real quick. So I threw it on here, and I was like, oh, let's hope this goes for the better. Went right down. And I was like, okay, so I don't really have to worry about it. But so far, all the Addies I've tried on here, they all fit. But I do have some worries with the toe, because the toe pushes out that 510 pin because it is removable. Popped it right out, threading it all the way down.
Yeah. So the toe might not fit on there.
Yeah, it might or might not. It just depends on the clone.
I know, yeah, different clones too have different depths in their.
Same thing with the
their
Still
510
Airs.
connection.
Some Still Airs will have like really, really long posts, and some will be real short. It's just a matter of
We should
who
try
makes
that
the
later.
clone. Where do you get it?
He wants to put his Addy on your mod.
I'll allow it.
Wants to thread it in.
Let's try that
I
because
really like where this is going.
I'm actually having a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, me too.
well, let's try it out since that one's copper.
That's what
do
she
it.
said.
Oh, that's a real short one.
That's really short. That's not going to do anything.
Yeah, I think there's like version 1, version 1.1.
Yeah, see, that
version
fits
2.
That's version
There's a whole
1.
bunch of different versions.
Yeah, that fits.
There's a whole bunch of different versions.
This is fact,
See?
but
That fits.
You
nice.
slap it on there.
Ah,
It
now
would
you
be
can't
pretty
even say the
nice
word.
looking setup.
It's just the only thing is that patina is the
know
rest of the
about
mod.
Well, yeah, you can polish it up though.
Yeah.
I prefer it.
Why do you have extensive knowledge?
As you know.
About
About
virgin.
versions.
well, I used to be able to say the word, and now for some reason I can't say the word, so I'm not even going to try.
With on the tugboat on here.
Virgin or version?
That the second one,
Okay.
Version?
Atlantic.
I said version.
Never mind.
Not
Pops
virgin.
right out. Tugboat.
You see what I did
For
there?
anybody that wants to know, tugboat is too long. It just barely sits in there and falls right out. So
That's the
Too long is usually.
that's the tugboat version 1.2, I believe.
Yeah.
That was the one that came out with the longer stem on it.
yeah, it's not actually the stem that's long. It's actually the post screw that's really long on there. And I'm also running a cheap, Fast Tech Patriot that's not even 22 millimeters.
That's by far the most off clone I've seen. Well, I shouldn't say that, but you can definitely tell it's cloned from a distance.
Oh yeah, especially for the fact that they put one air hole on its stock. In order to get two, you have to drill right through the eagle.
And did the drip 510 drip tip connection? Well, I should say like 2010 drip tip connection you got on there.
Is that an older clone of the
Isn't
Patriot?
that at the camera?
Show the camera, not us.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Because
No, he drew
my Patriot has holes in
He
the
likes them loose.
right area.
Yep.
Both of them. My black one and my
Remember that, ladies.
stainless.
Wow.
My God, Gary.
What did he say?
Oh,
This is not a dating
Awkward.
site or a place to pick up your ladies.
this is why we're not friends on Facebook.
Yes, we are. You added me.
Sick
shit.
burn. See what he did there? He put that in your vape and you vaped it.
Put that in your vape and vape it.
I just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just said that.
That's
Can
what
hear
he
it.
said.
I was mid hit when you started saying
Who
it.
just said that?
So it's been said twice now, so we'll let it go.
So we were talking about drinking. When I was going through core school, which is in Michigan, it's a school for corpsmen when you're going through the Navy to be, a medic. My roommate, I'll never forget. It's like my first week of being in this school, so everything's new to me. I'm by myself for the first time in a long time. I just trying to get used to everything. I'm sitting at home or in my barracks room just studying, trying to get caught up on my classes and homework. Suddenly my roommate comes bursting through the door, like just slams that open, nearly puts a hole in the wall, hammered drunk. First thing he says to me through the glossiest eyes I've ever seen, he goes, "Hey." I look up, I'm like, "You okay, man?" He's like, doesn't even acknowledge me. "You ever drink so much you shit yourself?" "No, dude." "Oh, I did that." He drops his pants just naked right in front of me, throws his shirt off and walks into the shower and just, oh, the damage done, I can't even describe. It was horrible. Just
So what
shit.
you're saying is you've seen some shit.
Oh yeah, I have seen some shit.
Been in the
It
shit.
was bad. He gets in the shower, just starts singing loudly. It was traumatizing because I was so new to everything. I was so
should've-
awkward, and in general, I was just
You should have given backup music.
Yeah.
Like chime in with like
get the chorus for him.
right.
So, when's the last time you guys crapped your pants?
Probably when I was a baby.
Yeah, when I was
Really?
a child.
You guys,
Wait,
you
do you
guys aren't
consider
going
do you
hard.
consider sharding grabbing your pants?
No, I mean like full on blow your
Oh, then
pants
then,
out.
no.
then when I was a
Since I
kid.
was a child.
But if we're talking sharding, that's a whole different
Yeah,
story.
that's a whole
That's,
different can of worms.
Especially when you live in the high desert because you get sweaty.
All right, I'm alone on this one then because I full on blew my pants out as an adult, not drunk.
Wow.
I was,
Please
to make-
enlighten us.
Please tell us where you ate so
to
we
make
don't eat
things-
there.
I don't. know what? It was during one of my
Gas
trips.
station burritos, huh?
It was during
2
one of my
minutes.
trips from coast to
Indian
coast,
food.
and I was just about to reach my destination, which was my new command. It was FMTB, which is where they train corpsmen. You know, you're already a medic. They train you to be a medic for the Marines, so it's hardcore, it's super strict, and it's scary. I'm on my way, and I'm almost to the base, right? So I think I'm gonna pull off the road, change into my dress whites because I have to arrive in my dress white uniform, which is all white, all completely white.
Not anymore.
Get back in my car, and I'm driving, and I hit traffic. Suddenly, oh no, maybe I can make it. Maybe I can make it. Like hours of traffic later, just it's not gonna work. I had to pull off at a Sonic. And I ran to the restroom and I just destroyed my dress whites. I brought a pair of shorts into the bathroom with me, like PT shorts, and just threw them away and walked out with no shirt on, no nothing, just shorts. Just walked back out to my car.
You threw away your dress whites?
Oh yeah, which is about $60 worth of a uniform.
Oh, that's not that bad. I was thinking like
not too
hundreds.
I would say that's a slight uniform modification.
Yeah, it was bad. I can't believe I'm alone on this one though. Really?
Just all alone over there.
Sorry, buddy.
Never.
All right, well, whatever. You guys. I crap my
Like
pants. I don't care.
peeing or crapping my pants. Like,
All the cool kids do it.
Yeah, all the cool
Do it
kids.
tomorrow.
the last time I remember like peeing or crapping my pants was when I was in like a Target, like playing like video games, like in their like video game
And you
sampler
just
stuff.
didn't wanna leave?
And I had to pee so bad, and I'm sitting there doing the pee dance, and I'm like, oh god, I don't want to stop, and eventually like I just peed, and yeah, I mean I was probably.
18.
I don't even know.
21.
21, 23.
7, something like that. I mean,
As a child, but as an adult, though.
not as an adult. I can, like I said, sharding, totally different story. As an adult, yes, I've done it more than once. But peeing or pooping my pants, no.
You ever have to sneeze while you're at the urinal? Is that like not the most terrifying moment in your life?
I don't think I've ever had that.
I'm trying to think really hard right now, and I don't
Oh my god!
recall the moment.
I thought my
like,
dick was gonna blow off. I just felt it coming. Like, huh? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh god!
You didn't shit yourself.
Yeah, right.
All right, well, let's try and get off, the pee and shit topics.
What about your review, Ryan?
We'll get to
We'll
that.
get to that.
I don't know. You got a funny story? Anything fun to talk about, or not? I mean, because everything's been dull so far. So
He means like a real funny or a real
Yeah,
exciting
yeah.
story.
like your mom jokes, huh?
So I recently, when I started going through, because I'm learning how to make things with 3D animation and stuff like that. And through Maya specifically, I noticed because I started in Fullerton, which has a really good program for that kind of stuff. That's why I started there. But I had to stop, money, moving, all that stuff, and started going here to the local college, which is VVC. And I noticed the college here, they train on 3ds Max, which is not as good as Maya. It's a little bit easier to learn, things like that. But what really hit me was the quality of work that he posts from the students was nowhere near what the other one did, and as well as like the computers. Like I'm coming into a college for a computer course, learning like how to animate in 3D, how to render high quality stuff. You would think there'd have to be some pretty strong computers in there. I'm working off 5-year-old computers. Like all the computers in there are Dells, and they're 5 years old.
Excellent.
We're just about to get upgraded. I'm in the program.
Yeah, and that's what they're
come
telling
spring,
me. They're like,
come
it's
spring,
about to be
a full,
upgraded. And
It's a full new lab. But yeah, they were worse before. I took a video class there
man.
in 2007. Maybe those are the no.
See, like I can render
Probably.
harder.
We used to have to leave render and put a sign on it, rendering.
Oh, do the batch
go home.
renders?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you'd go home and you'd come back the next day and hope nobody touched your computer
Yeah.
when you were rendering stuff overnight.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Well,
But
because
it was
when you render a high quality image, it literally takes every little tiny point of light and bounces it off the surface to give you a real time view in high quality. So that takes a lot of processing power.
All right.
So usually these kind of classes have like the most funding for PCs because they are really intensive. But like the one here at VVC, it kind of took me back because I can almost render just as well on my 7-year-old laptop. And that thing,
horrible.
yeah, that thing's old, man.
But that thing's probably 2 years older than those computers were, right?
yeah, 5 minus 7 is
I
2.
render everything at home and bring I bring all my files
Got them
home,
at the same time?
render it, and then bring it back to school.
What's that?
You got that computer when you were in that class?
No, I got the computer right after boot camp.
So was that after this class? Or before?
That was way before, because I'm taking the class now.
Well, apparently I'm
Boot camp happened
wasted,
in the
so...
past. Well, see, when
Past is the future.
you know what though, when I bought my laptop,
The future's
that thing
past.
was top of the
Whoa.
line, you know. So that's
Mind blown.
that's one of those things that like you get what you pay for as far as electronics, especially.
And you know, they were like, well, here's the top of the line and here's like the bottom. Let's go like right here.
Oh no! When I was buying, I was like, give me the top.
No, I'm
'Cause I had
talking
just
to
got-
school.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
when they got those computers, they were pretty much just about the top of the line. Because when you're talking about funding for labs with computers in them, you know, you get grants and stuff like that. And I know that's how they ended up with the
That's
Dells.
true.
So they're you know, hopefully they don't go with Dell.
Do you guys know that Dell guy got arrested for smoking weed or something like that?
What?
Didn't he? That's what I remember hearing about that. You guys don't remember? Dude, you're getting a Dell. That guy?
Oh, the commercial guy.
Yeah, he got thrown in jail.
Oh, I thought you meant the guy that like created. The
Oh, I was like, he would have just bought his way out of that. Who
Yeah.
cares? Nobody would have heard a thing
Nah,
about it.
dude, he went to jail or something.
You're talking about the commercial
Like,
guy.
dude, you're going to jail. Bummer.
That kind of reminds me of the ShamWow Vince.
Oh,
Oh yeah, what happened to him?
He
That didn't have something to do with hookers or something?
no, it was an underage hooker, I think.
Oh god.
That's even
think so.
even worse. Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I apologize if I am, but I'm pretty sure it had something to do with hookers, and
See,
I'm
that's
pretty
why
sure it was underage.
that's why I miss Billy Mays.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Rest in peace, Billy.
Is that the same guy who did the slap chop?
This,
Yeah.
The ShamWow was thing. Yeah, Vince.
Is he?
Slap shot.
Slap chop.
Wasn't it like a huge meme everywhere that he was holding his head and his face was the chamois?
I have no
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I remember seeing a picture like
Side
that.
note: check out epic rap battles. Billy Mays versus Vince.
Oh,
that's
God,
gotta
that
be
one's
awesome.
great.
It's good. It's
Actually
good.
really good.
Doesn't Ben Franklin or something jump in
Yeah.
at some point?
Don't give it away.
No.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
What's the best
Spoiler
one?
for a YouTube video.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give me a Coke.
It's Stephen Hawking
Give
and
me some Coke.
Einstein. That's the best one.
So I've got a funny story, guys.
Will it vape?
A funny story. It's more at my dad's expense, because it was kind of mostly his fault that this happened. My stepmom. It was early in the morning. My dad has to go take my little sister to work
Don't twist
to school.
Go
And,
ahead.
As he's backing out of the garage, he's got a 1969 Mustang. He just got done fixing his rear bumper and everything like that. Just got done doing body work because he was getting ready to restore it. It's done now, but he was getting ready to restore it. Here's my stepmom's 2007 Ford Edge with plastic bumpers, mind you. And my dad's, not thinking before he backs out, not looking over his shoulder, and backs out thinking that my stepmom was over enough. He bumps into her plastic bumper, only scratched the paint on hers, and crunched the whole rear end of his car.
How does that happen?
What?
I have no idea.
What kind of car was this? I'm
Those are
sorry.
Kevlar, they're
Mustang.
Kevlar reinforced polymer bumpers.
Apparently, because it only scratched the paint and moved
Disclaimer,
the bumper.
that's not fact.
All you have to do is pop it back into place and it was fixed.
He might have just
Ford.
hit.
Enough said.
Well, because on the newer cars,
Road Dead?
I
Picture
believe
of her
the way
doing
that they're built is that,
Or
that front
driver
bumper,
return
even
on
though
foot.
it is like flimsy
spell
plastic,
backwards, I see what you
it
did
sits
there.
on two heavy beams that are part of the frame. So you probably just ended up hitting those.
But still, he's driving a all steel-made car.
Yeah, that's weird.
Against a plastic bumper.
What year was the steel?
69.
Aluminum foil.
Actually, more like late 68, early 69. But still, come on.
Just making sure it wasn't
Bent
Chinese
his
steel.
whole bumper in and destroyed
Seriously?
the whole rear quarter panel. He had to spend
Not
like
even
3
joking
days
right now.
doing
Nope.
body work on it just to get it somewhat
Now you're
decent
gonna have to
again.
explain that.
Well, my best friend and I, he had a 64 and a half Mustang.
Oh, nice.
And we were
Simple Chinese still
we
for
were.
the Americans.
I think we were drinking. Yeah, we were
really?
drinking. we were flying home one night.
He'll never be able to get.
We're flying home one night,
call
and
himself from China.
I'm trying to remember now because we were drinking. I don't know if he was by himself. I'm telling the story wrong. Anyway, hit a Rottweiler with the Mustang, right?
And I'm assuming-
Caved the front of the. I mean, took in the Mustang, but basically, we couldn't tell his parents. I mean, that'd be the end of the Mustang trips for us, right? I mean, the cool driving the car, the beach, that kind of stuff. So we pounded out the entire front end. Went to the store and got one of those. You remember? Well, I don't know if you guys remember. You're not old enough, but in the '80s. The bras were the thing, right? You put the bra in your car and you were
remember the
cool.
bras.
Okay.
They were still cool in the early
So
90s.
he's like, dude, we got to find a bra for this. We put a bra on it. It took, I think, 12, 15 years before this story ever came out to his parents, right?
Wow.
So it was like, one day it was like, oh, by the way, and the bra came off. It was like, oh my God, what the hell happened to the car? It's like, well, back in 88, hit this Rottweiler with the Mustang, and it's like, so.
You guys ever hit a bird with your car?
Yep.
It was dove season in
It's
Arizona.
one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
No,
I try to hit birds with my
it hit
car.
my windshield.
I try to hit crows.
Oh, I
hate
will
crows.
absolutely. I don't
hate the
like.
crows.
I'm not one of those guys that likes torture small animals or anything. But dude, that's one of the most
Sure,
spectacular things I've ever seen
What
in my
did
life.
that bird do to you?
What did it just
It
explode?
existed.
A dove ran in my windshield.
I'm not a
And it
psychopath.
left the
I don't
smear
torture
across my
small animals, but I
wiper
torture
fluid,
small
wipers.
animals.
It wasn't coming out.
Right, but the impact
No,
was spectacular.
it was like feathers and like.
It was like
flying.
fireworks show.
Oh no! Yeah, I was driving a '91 Ford Bronco. It was my
scared
old
me.
car. I love that thing.
That was one of the
So
points
this
where I almost
big heavy
hit
car coming down, and I was going under an overpass. So the sound of the engine must have like scared him out of their nest or something, because he flew straight down, and I hit him dead center in the grill, and just feathers. It was one of the most
That was
amazing
an
things I've ever
amazing
seen.
sound effect.
One more time on that.
That was good.
That picks up.
one of those.
Yeah.
That sounded like there's a lot of
It was-
PSI.
So now, like whenever I see a bird, I know it's sick.
One more.
Okay.
That was
Wait.
So far.
There you go. A little
So
better.
now, like it's to the point where I saw something so amazing, I try to recreate it, but I haven't hit a bird since, unfortunately.
Don't hit the
never
birds.
Unfortunately.
I've never hit a bird.
They're
with
rats
my
with
car.
wings. I hate birds, dude.
Whoa, that's not very nice.
Not
Man.
nice at all.
I hate most birds.
Just like
I've had a bird
just like you hate
hit
most
my
people.
window of
Yeah.
my house before.
I'm gonna make sure
Just straight run into the window and fly off.
Yep.
Let that happen.
Oh,
you
whoops,
clean
it
it with
wasn't
clutch?
open. You didn't see that. Nobody saw that.
The best part about that is the imprint they always leave on a window when they do that. I had a class in high school where there was a bird imprint on the window that stayed there for the whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, no one ever like saw the bird hit or anything.
impressed.
We just came in one day, just
Yeah.
It was
Looks like they have a good group of window cleaners that.
Yeah,
I know, right?
They would take 5 seconds to go out there and wipe it off, but it stayed for the whole year. I always thought that was kind of weird.
It's just like in elementary school, kids would sharpen pencils and stuff like that and throw them into the roof and stick them.
Yeah, that's so much fun.
Yeah, I never
You ever did that?
I did that all
No,
the time.
you know what I do? Here's what I do.
You still do this?
I go to restaurants. To this day, I'm 43 years old. I still do this. I got lungs like good. So I'll take. If you give me a burger with one of those toothpicks that has the little feathers on the
my
end,
God.
I'll get my straw.
You're that guy.
I'm that. Ooh, yes. So I'm a great role
At
model.
one point, kids in my class started figuring out that if you fold paper a specific way, you can actually get a paper dart to fit or to actually stick to the roof. It was amazing. You just fold the paper like a dart. And,
Are you sure that wasn't prison?
no, I'm sure. You wouldn't do anything. You would just fold the
Are you
paper
sure?
up.
Where you gonna
That
get
kinda
paper in
sounds like
prison?
Yeah.
Toilet paper.
Don't give prisoners
Oh yeah, because you can fold toilet paper so
You
tight.
would be
that you could-
surprised what you can do with toilet
I
paper.
know. I
in
made a
prison.
shiv out of one.
I watch enough jail, TV shows and,
He's all.
and
Have
stuff
you
like
ever
that.
watched Orange Is the New Black? Because
I haven't.
what?
Nope.
That show is
Okay, I
great.
recommend that show.
Yes, to anybody.
It's a great
Watch
comedy.
Is that
Isn't it a
newer?
chick show?
Yeah. No.
It's about chicks.
It's
about a women's
chick
prison.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like Oz, but women's.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly. Much more entertaining.
Oh,
All right. Well, as much as prison talk is fun, let's get on to the second review.
So I'm reviewing the Tugboat by Flawless Vape. I've got the version 1.2, I believe, which is the one with the longer threads. Those have given me a bit of a problem because with the AR mod, you don't have a whole lot of room to play with, but it's not too bad. It's an SS drip tip with a Delrin base. That's the insulator there. So there's actually no metal to metal contact with
Nice.
the tip and the cover itself, which is real nice because you never get a hot tip that way. It's a 22 millimeter. It's got 3 serials on it actually. It's got a serial on the atomizer itself, on the cover, and on the tip, and they all match.
That's really cool.
Which is another thing I like because that's another authenticity thing about it. I'm all about authentics. I love authentic stuff. I've never had too many problems with it. Clones always give me problems. It's a 3-post atomizer. It comes factory with a 3 32s.
Every 30 seconds.
For 30 seconds.
Every 30 seconds. Crack your rolls, one on each side.
Stick with computers, buddy.
Yeah,
Gotta
right?
say, as you're drunk, I am.
And I've been drinking. It comes with a laser engraving. What's cool about the Tugboat is they have so many different versions. They've got the LA Kings version, the Texas version, the American version, the original Tugboat, the Cali version. All these different versions have a different engraving. I've got the American version, which just has the flag on it. That's their standard one. It's U.S. made, which is another thing I really like. I always go for U.S. made mods. It just, I don't know, feels
made.
American.
America.
Right?
American.
I really like it. It's got a good sized juice well in it. It hits really nice. It's got a lot of really good flavor to it, and it's sturdy too. It's real. It's a thick stainless steel that they use for it. So like usually atomizers are kind of a thin sheath to it. They get real hot. This thing is a little bit thicker than most atomizers that I've seen. It's all rounded out. It's all beveled, so it doesn't feel. There's no sharp edges or anything like that. It's an excellent atomizer. I enjoy using it. I've gone a little bit too hot a couple of times on my builds. So I started using this one for flavor mod, basically, and it's excellent for that. Unfortunately, it doesn't have easily accessible center posts or posts. So the post holes you can't be really drilled out if you're looking to cloud chase or something like that. It's not. This atomizer is not made for cloud chasing. It's the post holes you get are pretty much what you get. They're a little bit small, so you can't go too big on the builds there. That's why I say I like it for flavors and things like that. The wall's a little bit too high to get to the holes to drill them out. The threads on it are, the center post thread is pretty big, like I said, so it kind of impedes a little bit. It doesn't sit flush on all of my mods. I've never had one that it sits flush on. It all kind of sits up a little bit. And I'd say it's overall probably like a 7, 8 out of 10, somewhere around there. It's an excellent atomizer if you're not cloud chasing. It's a good flavor. I like it. I love the laser engraving too. It's very, very detailed, very, very clean, and I haven't had any problems with it. What I will say though is that my center post got a little bit loose, and it turned a little bit on one of my builds just because I was cranking down on it, but that was user error again. Overall, it's an excellent Addy. Bang for your buck. It's a good one.
I have a
good one
question
to start
for you.
with.
What size gauge would you say would fit in their standard?
Standard, I've been able to fit, I think the highest I could go on it was about a 22. Other than that, I couldn't really fit much
For a
bigger than
dual?
that.
Or single?
Sleeper.
Sleeper, 22 gauge sleeper.
I had to go sleeper with that one because
That's still pretty good.
yeah, it's still decent. It's still decent for a nice sized cloud, nice flavor. But yeah, you definitely can't get too extreme on the build on this one.
Yeah, it still looks like you get decent vapor production out of it, though. I mean, I wouldn't say cloud comp status, but you still get decent vapor production.
Yeah, that's why I said it's not an atomizer for the cloud chaser. Definitely not. But if you're going for an everyday vape that gives you nice clouds, nice hit, it's definitely a good atomizer.
On a flavor scale from 1 to 10, what would you give it?
If you built it for flavor, probably a 9 out of 10. It's very, very good.
What about if you didn't drill out your airflow holes?
If I made the mistake of trying to turn this one into my cloud chaser before I knew what I was doing. So I wasn't able to put a hot enough build on it, and it didn't work out. So now I'm just doing flavor on it. But if you don't go too extreme on your air holes, you still get lots of flavor out of it.
That's good news. And that is the version 1.2?
Yes.
So it has the stainless center post still then?
I believe, yes. Yeah, this is the stainless center post.
Cool.
Now, is there anything you'd like to change on that if you could?
Definitely. I don't want to say bring the well down a little bit to give me access to the center post holes, but maybe just bigger center post holes, or possibly bring the center post up a little bit, because I like that big well. It's real nice to have that because I like the over juice. That way it kind of soaks it up, and I keep on vaping. I have to drip less. I love that about this Addy, but yeah, it's just the fact that I can't access those center post holes is a little bit annoying, because I want to put a hotter build on it. I want to get a big build on this thing because I like it a lot, and the fact that Delrin tip doesn't get hot.
I don't recommend for people to do this, but do you think? Are the post holes high enough to where you could kind of hold the atomizer at an angle and get a drill to just drill one side of it, flip it around, drill the other side?
Maybe.
So it'd be kind of an angle hole, but you could get it bigger if you wanted to.
Maybe, but that's you're dealing in kind of sketchy
I know.
territory.
That's what I mean. Unless you really know your way around a drill or a drill press, don't do it because it could grab that drill bit and just
that's
spin.
why I haven't
finger.
pursued anything like that, because I've accepted the fact that this is going to be my flavor addy. As you know, I can get it nice and hot still. I could probably put it at like a decent 0.16 build, enough for a good amount of vapor, good flavor, nice and hot the way I like it. But
That's what she said.
that's about as much as I can go, you know. But yeah, it's an excellent atomizer. My only issue is this version 1.2 is the stem or the center post screw is a little bit big. Other than that, I wouldn't change a thing about it. I mean, for a flavor addy, I like it a whole lot.
That's good.
Yeah, I also love my tugboat.
Yeah.
Do you have
But
anything
like
weighing on it?
it's kind of weird.
Well-
It's kind of hard to explain that I like the way the tip feels too. As weird as that sounds,
We know.
but it's
We
nice.
know.
Like I said, it's nice and smooth. It's beveled out, so it's like I said, no sharp edges or anything
like
like
how
that.
the
It's
tip feels,
excellent.
I understand.
And it's super easy to clean. Like I know after a while, some of the tips will get like
Crusties.
yeah, mouth gunk on them or whatnot. This one's all nice and smoothed out, so it doesn't take nothing but just a wipe to take everything off.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. What about your tugboat?
Well, I have the newer version tugboat. We'll get into the review of that later, but I didn't touch a thing on it, and I could fit dual, probably 22s through it. They did go a little bit bigger. They even flush mounted the center holes, but I didn't touch a thing on it, and I'm getting mad flavor.
Yeah.
And they used this, copper center post too.
Yeah, it feels like the earlier versions were not quite where it had to be, and like Flawless Vape is an excellent company. They're super cool about everything when you talk to them. They're really big on customer service. The owner is excellent. They're based out of, I want to say Rancho. Yes, they're based out of Rancho. They also have a shop. Recently, they opened somewhere else.
I think they have 2 shops locations.
But yeah, they're a very good company. They're very customer service based. So I think with the tugboat, that's just a testament to their customer service and striving to get better, because they put out an addy, they made their company, and they tried to get that addy out, and they just every version they make better and better and better. Every
Listening
time.
to the customers.
Yeah, they
awesome.
definitely listen to their customers. They take all the feedback and do what needs to be done with it. But I've had good experience with Flawless Vape. I've been to their shop a couple of times. They're excellent guys. Their builder is second to none. They hire excellent builders there.
Yeah, you almost have to be when you're selling a decent addy, a higher end addy.
Yeah.
I would say I'd call it.
Where are they located at?
Rancho.
Rancho?
That's what this one said before.
Dan, they're
In Rancho.
they're in
Oh, they're in Rancho?
Yeah.
You're sure?
That's what I heard. I heard they were in Rancho.
Yeah, Dan.
Okay.
But yeah, if you were probably starting off, not quite cloud chasing, but starting off and getting serious about the vaping scene, getting a mechanical mod, trying to get good quality stuff, I would definitely recommend the tugboat. It's definitely a quality atomizer for what it is, And I'm sure the newer ones are much, much better now.
That well is amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like almost 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah, it's nice to
It's
have.
very deep.
And you look at
what
mine,
she
it's all
said.
little
That's very sad.
and shadow.
That's not what she said.
Yeah, I have a very tame build on here, and I still get an excellent flavor off of it. And I think that's actually more towards the construction than the actual build that I have on here.
What build do you have on there right now?
It's the one you made.
The one I made.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So it's not very good.
It was like I believe
No, what gauge of wire did we use on that?
it was
24 4-rep?
24 4-reps, yeah. But
Pretty standard.
it definitely gets a
daily
good
basis.
amount of flavor. I think it's because of the construction, because on the inside it's got a lot of stoppage, so I don't get any juice splattered at all with this thing, no matter how heavy in the build I go.
That is one thing I absolutely like about
Yeah,
tugboat.
that's a big thing for me, because when you on a couple other modes like my clone Tobe, it spits juice like crazy, and you could feel that. And it's hot. It's not great. But with the toad, no matter or the tugboat, no matter how heavy I build on that, I've never gotten that. That's one thing I really do like about it.
Even if you completely overjuice it?
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
It doesn't spit juice, and that's in the construction of it.
I had a time very recently actually where the juice went straight and either hit the back of my throat or someone told me what it was called today, but I can't remember.
Soft palate.
No, the little
uvula.
The uvula.
Yep.
Punchy bag.
Hurts. Oh my gosh. So hot. Just instantly cough. It's not very pleasurable at all.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I thought you said she likes it hot.
No, well, sometimes.
Anyway.
No,
Yeah.
I like it hot.
There was something about you and her uvula.
That's a different story for
Yeah.
a different time.
Wrong name too, but anything else you want to bring up? Anything that didn't get covered that they've been itching to talk about?
Yeah, what about the carbon fiber on the tube on your Paragon? I've been wanting to ask you about that, Gary.
Yeah, sure. Ask away.
Well, is it just like a vinyl wrap? Did they use real carbon fiber on that clone?
I would
Is it
probably have
thick?
to say it's real carbon fiber.
Do you think it would fall off or wear off like I've seen on
Oh
some clones?
God, no! They put it on really thick, and I think they clear coated, or maybe that's just how the carbon fiber on this particular model
I used
is.
epoxy if it's carbon fiber.
Probably, because it is really thick. If you take a look, it's just about as thick as the copper that's actually used to make the tube.
That's probably a 1/16 of an inch ish.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's what I think. Yeah,
16th,
I mean, give or take like a 64th. I don't know. I'm just agreeing.
Would you say 1/64s? Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's going to slide off or anything either.
No.
That's what's pretty cool about it.
I think
that's
You
pretty
can barely
nice.
even see the seam too, can't you?
No, you can't even tell.
And
There's
is that the vent
seam.
hole on the side of the tube there?
Yeah, they put the vent hole like right dead center. So, like with me being OCD, I never have to worry about, did I put my mod up or build my mod upside down? No.
That's upside down now.
Put it up, Kevin. You
gonna put it
almost
back the other
can't
way,
tell
watch.
there's a seam, but
Wait for
like,
it.
it's really, really hard to find. I had to seriously sit there and look for like 5 minutes to see
So if you glance at it, you wouldn't even tell. But
No.
if you study it, you can find it.
I didn't notice the vent hole until I actually just had it in my hands now.
Yeah, it's just a little vent
Really?
hole, and if you really hard to tell on the hole or from inside the tube, but it looks like they beveled it on the inside, which I have no idea how they were even able to do that. But it looks beveled on the inside on the back side of the vent hole.
Amazing.
I want
Special drill bit.
I want that tool.
Yeah, so do I.
It goes in and then like fans out.
Well, you have that tool.
No, that's just me, and I can't even say it. Oh no!
Sad day here at Vape-Out.
Sorry.
Well, I think that's about it. We really appreciate you tuning in for our podcast. There isn't really much else to say, so until next time.
Vapor's gonna vape.